Okay, we're live. Sorry for the delay, we just had a few last minute things to take care of. Welcome everyone. Obviously the RSVPs weren't quite as vast as I see this audience, but we welcomed everyone. A lot of people, I think last night, emailed. I had about 200 emails to respond to get our Zoom to. Oh, we lost. Oh, we good. All right. So, again, hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties. We expanded our Zoom to up to 3,000 people. So we're hoping everything goes well here. We're doing the best we can. Obviously the facility wasn't designed for this many people in person, but we appreciate that you all came. Somehow we're having a in and out.
That sounds good.
Hang on, we're trying to make sure that we get this done right. Good? Clearly, we're not in the tech industry, so let's not worry about that. You'll never see any tech products delivered from us. Oh, sorry. And for those of you that know Lynn, she said not yet. She's the yes, yes money woman, and it starts with yes. So again, welcome. We're going to do a very brief presentation, but the reason for this meeting is that we are doing a pre-launch on our WOW program. We're going to explain what that means and explain all the particulars of how we're doing this. And we're also going to be launching our Win on Wellness program and giving all of our members some insight on the things that we're doing to integrate value to us. I want to start by introducing the owners, Tran Lu and Lynn Lee. Of course, she's on the phone because she's probably making another deal that we're going to have to promote. Come on up.
Good morning again. For those of you, just in case you don't know, my name is Lynn Lee Lu. My husband, John Lu, my husband and I, and the staff here, welcome everybody and thank you for being here. We are so excited that about time that we are starting what we've been trying to do. So that means, yes, you want to say something?
I'd just like to welcome everybody. I know that it's a lot of people, and we really appreciate that you all squeezed in and make it happen.
So we want to welcome you, and I know some of you came far, and we really appreciate
You waiting this long, and we just want to welcome everybody, and
We will make it worthwhile.
So for those of you who have not met me, I'm Jack Riley. I'm the Senior Executive Advisor for the company, both Win on Wealth and a number of the other organizations that Lynn and Tran run. What I can say is Lynn and Tran are a very unique breed because everything they do is about trying to deliver value to people and business opportunities and whatever they can find in the marketplace. They start from the core business, which is insurance. I can say that Lynn, for those that have met her, is open-hearted, always looking for trying to help people. The people that work within here understand that because she says yes to everything, and then we have to sort it out. Tran, on the other hand, because we are here for different products and services and things that we do, and we're looking for innovation, if anybody actually has an innovative chair, maybe it would be like a treadmill chair, the man never gets out of his chair. He needs something to get his legs moving while he's sitting and working, because I watch him show up in the office, he gets into his office, and he never moves from day to night. So they're very committed to what they do. For myself, I'm a member, as many of you have been in this program on the WOW Win on Wealth program since last year. I was brought in to work through some of the compliance and regulatory issues because in the willingness to come out with a business development program, as many of you have realized in conversation, emails, or exchanges we've had, it brought on a lot of challenges because the structure of it, by concept, was great, but it needed a lot of corrections to be compliant, to be regulatory correct, because launching something for the sake of giving money to people is not going to work. Unfortunately, there are banks and other licensed regulatory agencies out there that like to protect what's theirs. So if you do something for the better good, it doesn't mean that they're going to let you do it. And if it got shut down, then everybody loses. So the freeze that we've had, and we'll move to the next slide. So, hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So again, as I call it, in June 2022, we had a freeze. Well, that freeze is thawed. Now we're in a position where we're moving forward, but we're doing it structurally because we're still working with regulatory and compliance issues, and we also have to work with some unique structures that we were required to build into our program. We'll discuss a few of them tonight. The key right now is that we're doing a pre-launch, and the pre-launch is specifically created so that we can bring forward some of the operational requirements to get our loans funded, and one of them is a collateral package that involves insurance. As we've found, insurance processing can be very different from person to person and can actually take an extended period of time depending on the individual. So the primary reason for the pre-launch is to open the doors so that we can get every member that wants to participate into the insuring process, so we can get ahead of the game and position the files in a much more readily available, closable position so that when we schedule in the future, we're actually in a better position to perform. So our pre-launch. And by the way, let me note, first, this is going to be representation and dialogue from myself. We're then going to move to an open question and answer session, which, yes, I have dared to offer, so that we can have some dialogue. When I get to a point where I believe it might be too far into the program, then we'll hold it. We have a new email and a customer service team that we're going to offer everyone. We're going to put it on the website so that any question you have, any issue you have, and believe me, I know a lot of you and I know a lot of issues that have come up. Like, for example, membership registrations are not complete. You don't have WOW ID numbers. You don't have EINs if a corporation was formed. We understand all these things exist. When we froze everything, we couldn't simply deal with individual issues because it was getting too complicated for us. This program originally was designed by Lynn and Tron to do to local community and associated people to them. And then some of the affiliated networkers took off with it. And it grew at a capacity that the company was not prepared for. Now what we're doing is trying to control the flow and control the rollout. So we will answer whatever questions you have. If we don't do it today, I assure you, our customer service people will do it. Please be patient. If you send us information or you ask for something, allow us time, because what you should be aware by witnessing this room is we have thousands of people we're dealing with. And all of you have individual reasons why you want to see the progress of this and success of it. So just be patient with us. I assure you, we do pay attention to everything. Even if you don't see us do it or you don't hear it, we're always attentive to what's going on. So on the pre-launch aspect, what we're doing is we're opening up every member the ability that, and there'll be a designation on our website where you can ask for the pre-launch program. We're opening it up so that as long as you have your fully paid WOW membership, which again, fully paid is those members who have paid for the processing fee with Win on Wealth and the fees that were involved in forming the corporation with Better Business Builder. That's considered fully paid. We know a lot of members came in on a $99 registration to hold a position, and those dates of entries are going to be represented going forward. But on the pre-launch, we need to start with the files that are complete. We will help finish the file if your registration doesn't show your WOW IDs or your access to our back office. Don't worry about that. But if you want to go through the pre-launch, you need to be a fully paid member. You have to have an active company. And again, if there's any issues about that, we'll work with you on it as long as you're fully paid. You have to have an active bank account. If you have not opened one with the company that was formed for this program, we'll help coordinate that and make sure you get one. We will then be processing our first insurance policy, which is an IUL life policy. That is going to be handled by GIG and GIG's affiliated agents. That is very important because it gets the first piece of what we consider collateral into our package. What we're doing is we're funding in advance against the overall Win on Wealth program. So we're going to fund $5,000 into a transactional account so that we can allocate money every month to pay for your expenses. Expenses being whatever corporate expenses we have outstanding, and I'll address that in a moment. Whatever your premium is for the policy that got approved, so that the monthly premiums are taken care of by your company, because the insurance is for the officer of the company, but in essence, it's insuring the company that we're going to loan against. And, excuse me, and any other miscellaneous cost. We do have a bookkeeping company that you will contract with. Now, when it comes to your corporation, every state, as this program was forced to freeze and forced to basically delay itself all the way through 2022, every state of formation on the next calendar year has some form of an expense or a state tax fee or registration fee. All of those related costs will be built into our servicing agreement to make sure that we take care of them. Even if it's already been billed and become delinquent, we'll make sure it's taken care of as part of this pre-launch. So anyone that has that corporation in a standing bill, recognize we haven't ignored it. You may have recognized, if you witnessed what we did, that when we were processing everything, at the end of the year, we realized that we may have a massive tax liability in the tax filing obligation. So in that itself, we have somebody from our group, Gustavo. Just want to introduce him for a moment. He works internally with us on some of the tax planning and handling some of our filing issues. I just want to give a moment to introduce him.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being here. Oh, my name is Gustavo Velasquez, and I'm actually an enrolled agent. What it means, it's basically we study the laws, IRS tax laws, and we pretty much see ways to save money on taxes. So we're basically tax strategists instead of just being compliant, just filing the taxes. Like Lynn said, our goal here is to provide value. And the best way to provide value is by basically looking into tax strategists. And that's a different way for us to thank you for being a member and to basically generate or build generational wealth. Thanks so much.
So in line with why I was talking about taxes, we recognize that the state fees, especially in California, are pretty hefty. If it's due and it hits a penalty, I believe last time one of my representatives told me the penalty of not paying it on time is $40, $1,400. Okay, we'll double check all of the obligations. But the bottom line is we're going to integrate what it takes to make sure that we keep your corporation current, because it was formed for the purpose of doing this program, and to make sure that we move forward in our systematic launch. So every individual that goes through pre-launch will be customized, because what we need to build on the monthly revenue will be based on the obligations on your insuring policy, your tax liabilities, and or your fee liabilities with corporations. So just understand, this is not a canned approach. It's just an approach to make sure you recognize we know you're there, we know your corporations are in hand, and we're going to make sure we keep things moving forward and current. As we move into our process, obviously everybody that came into the WOW program came in for the starter loan, which is $100,000 that comes into a corporation under a structured managed position. Because of the regulatory issues, because of some compliance issues, because we had to bring a licensed lender in to cover the states, we now have a structure, and the structure involves the aspects as I spoke about, which was to get the beginning life insurance so that we have protection in case the key officer passes, that we know the loan gets serviced and paid and any excess goes to beneficiaries. But what also becomes involved in it, as you see here, you'll get a collateral insurance policy also built into the funding mechanism. That is a specific policy that we have a carrier already prepared for, so that it has a direct derivative assignment of the loan and the loan obligation just in case there's a passing, so the loan gets serviced and paid off. These, in essence, are products that are good for you, because they give you an insurance product. We build the product. We cover the cost of the product within the program, both on the pre-launch and the full funding, but it's still a value to you as a member. The other attribute of it is that it actually gives a structural soundness to the loan, so it has a form of collateral, a form of representation, because again, as I said in the beginning, Lynn's willingness to try to help doesn't define the capability for it to be sound when it's in the marketplace, and we don't want to have a problem with any of these loans when they're finally in the marketplace. We want this to have legs. We want it to have term. The whole plan was to go for 5 years, not for 5 months. So we appreciate your patience. There's a reason why we froze it. There's a reason why we're doing the work that we're doing, and you just need to allow us to continue forward, because we know that we can perform on this for everyone. Sorry, somehow the pages seem to be a little bit off. Okay, that's fine.
You need to be on presentation mode.
Yeah.
Different mode.
Yeah. We'll struggle through this. So again, the key to it when we get into the final program is, as you all come into it for, we're going to have an actual active company that has a growing concern that we're building business for you. And you'll see this in the next conversation, which is our Win on Wellness programs. We're building a revenue stream. There will be 2 different capital accounts that are established in the sister company Inventus to make sure that we have the type of income that's required to meet all the obligations built into this program and to deliver a net revenue source for you so that you have money to go out and extend business opportunities. This isn't just about the wellness products and programs that we're doing. It's actually Lynn's goal to bring you to business so that you have an opportunity. That's the whole reason why she had this concept. There is a fully managed bookkeeping service. When we get to the structure, you will see every aspect of what we do is in writing, under contractual obligation, and I like to call it a closed loop. When the full transaction has been completed for a member, every aspect of the capital, the payment obligations, cost obligations, all of it is fully managed. You simply own the company and the bank account and the capability to use, at will, all the residual income. There's capital advanced up front, and then there's capital every month for the 5-year term. Our management team and the bookkeeping company will administrate all the payments and obligations, and it's done purposely and under contract to make sure no one makes a mistake, that there's no default. That's the other reason why it had been recommended that the companies that are formed are newly formed companies with clean records, so that we don't have any comminglement of business, because a bookkeeper will have your banking log on and assignments because they have to administrate the inbound money and the outbound payments. It has to be flawless. We cannot have a failure once underway. So that's how the operation runs. We're going to get to Q&A in a second. So what I can tell you is our goal is to bring forward all of the members that have been very patient. Now, for those that have been in for the entire year, you know that in August, we launched a full scope of all of our program details, disclosures, and a full refund policy. We have refunded some members, but most have stayed. Through the entire process, if anyone still is not comfortable in the pace or the speed or how we're getting things accomplished, we do not reject any refund request. We require certain documents, we require certain processes, but we will refund any member. We've never withheld the intent to keep you in or release you out of the program. But once you're out of the program, you're out of the program. In the future, the goal would be that we get this underway correctly. It's going to be staged. We're doing the pre-launch openly. So anyone that wants us to do this for them, we will put a team on it and we'll make sure your file's together and we'll get you under pre-launch. Once we get into the actual funding, we're going to be testing it internally with our staff to make sure that all the attributes of what we do and all the administrative work is seamless. The one thing you'll find with me is I'm not going to make a step unless we know we have total control of it, because I do not want to have ourselves circle back and have to correct anything. So we're going to test it. We're going to see if we have any issues in all the steps and the procedures we have. And then we'll look at forward schedules against the membership based on the dates of entry of when you've come in. So one of the questions will be, when do I get my loan? I can't tell you that yet, but what I can tell you is that we're launching, and in the future we'll start scheduling and we'll start reporting. Everything that we report is on our public website. So even for those that may not have proper registration or access to the back office, you're not missing anything. We made a decision in August of last year that nothing goes in the back office that is not on the public site. We want everyone to have free access to see everything we're doing. And we will be more readily updating now that we're getting into pre-launch, because I know there's gaps of time where there's nothing going on, but it's purposeful because, again, we don't want to make a statement we're not willing to deliver. So, for what it's worth, I'll open to some questions and answers to see how this goes to a certain period of time.
And what is the ordinance fund? Is it like, I heard it out of California, that you were starting California stuff that people that like had it first. So I'm trying to figure out like what is the order that you want to fund?
Okay. California, from a licensing standpoint, was the primary state that we want to launch in. I don't know if we're going to deviate from that yet. We had already lined up California, so it is likely that when we start hitting it in those stages, it'll be based on the date of entry, but California files first, and then we'll go to other states. We've had enough time to work with our licensed lender in certain things that might alleviate some of that on scheduling, but I can't actually tell you if that's going to change yet. But everything is based on your date of entry, other than that little variable that we were starting with California to make sure we cleared California.
So you'll go with California and then you'll go with people that.
Correct. Right. And again, the only way that would change is if we run into something in a given state that from a structural standpoint or regulatory standpoint, it requires more work. So we're not going to stop our process if we have something to do in a given state that we weren't prepared for. But again, our intention is to try to stay within your date of entry in a chronological order.
Strictly the website for enrolling in the program? Enrollments, new enrollments? The new enrollments, the insurance and everything that starts with the website, as you mentioned earlier.
Rephrase that.
You mentioned that to start our new program, the
Pre-launch?
pre-launch is strictly through the website.
Yeah, no, sorry. What I meant by that is on the website, our IT department is going to launch a request form so that as a member, you can go in and basically select certain detail that we need requested, and then that'll engage forms that will then be sent to you by email so that we can DocuSign them and get you in and register on how we're moving forward. And that's how we're going to isolate the people rather than collectively going across the membership.
For everybody.
Correct. His question was, this pre-launch program, how are you going to access it? All right, so we're accessing it by what we post on our wow-winonwealth.com website. And we will post that most likely on Monday. This gentleman here.
Sir, you mentioned there was an insurance part of this program. What are you going to do if the officer is uninsured?
That will be left to the insurance people, but what has been stated is that they would consider that we may have the allowance that someone else in your immediate family or potentially someone else associated to you could be brought on the company, and then we could insure that.
And then second, some of us set up out-of-state corporations for tax purposes, so are we going to be penalized time-wise because we're in another state?
Again, I have a lot of out-of-state companies too, I understand that. I can't say that we can make an adjustment against California yet, because it was designed that we were going to do California corporations first. But we will see what we can do to move into the other states as quickly as possible. But frankly, right now, I'm not at a point where I could even stage what that timeline is going to be. Our goal is to try to accomplish this year. And we have, as most people understand, thousands of members in different states and California.
Okay, and then finally,
One last.
what if we don't have a brand new corporation? I have one that is 20 years old that I signed up with this because it is clean.
That's okay. Again, I say the way it was designed to be done. I know there's variances within our system. But what you need to understand is when we get to the funding stage and you're signing bookkeeping contracts, the bookkeeper then is an administrator for your bank account. So I will just give you a suggestion is that I would say create segregated accounts. Move all your other operation on one account and create a new separate account for this operation. It's the same company, so at least they're not prohibited from managing what they're responsible to manage, but they're not into commingled funds, which is the reason why we wanted clean companies. But we understand that's going to happen.
Right, well, I've been an accountant for 40 years, so I think I know how to do that.
That's fine. And again, understand one thing about this program, and much of what you'll hear from any of us. We're doing the program and designing it and conceiving it on the basic principle that we're dealing with people that have never been in business before and have never done this before. Now, the elevated levels of other people's experience is great, but we're still going to operate it on the lowest denominator.
Okay, and then finally, what are you going to do about the statements of information that are all delinquent, and they're delinquent far enough now that corporations are being canceled?
If we run into that on an individual basis, then we may find ourselves having to reform companies. We will go through whatever steps we have to correct each individual situation. We just need to get there. The first and foremost issue was, how do we figure out how to do this on an aggregated basis and keep it alive? Then we'll deal with the individual problems as they come around, because we know they're out there. We get calls and emails on this. Excuse me.
She's over here.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I don't need the mic, but what I, sort of based on the other question, the form you said you're going to fill out, I have a corporation, I never did a bank account, though I never did anything with it, so am I supposed to go fill in that form and say, what do I mean, or do you guys contacting the people that have the corporations to help us, or how are we supposed to get that, and you're going to take care of my corporate taxes, right?
And I'm not sure if we need the mic. I'm pretty good about this. So oh, okay, so I guess they can't hear the questions.
Right.
Oh, that's fine.
Just repeat the question.
That's fine.
Right.
So what you're asking is, if you have not gotten everything that you need done in your corporation, is someone going to be there to help you?
Is someone going to contact me, or do I need to go
Right.
do something?
No. We're going to open the portal up so that people can apply for pre-launching. Once that's there, then you'll fall into the queue, and someone in our customer service team will then get into your file, take a look at what's going on. We know, as I said, when we froze everything in June, that there is a diverse type of file. Some are complete, some are partial, some have never even been touched. We'll deal with it case by case, which means we'll contact you.
Okay, so just on that same question, the form, when I go to the website on Monday, is it going to be easily seen? There's so much on that website that I don't always see what I'm supposed to see.
Understand, yes. We'll make sure that it's easily seen, and we'll make sure that everyone gets it. And typically, if you're in our system with an email address, which you would know because you would have got our flyer for this event, you'll get it. You'll get the link and the detail emailed to you.
Over there. Just a couple of questions. One on down the road here. $30,000 comes out on these initial loans.
Structurally, it's going to be a little different, but continue.
X dollars comes out to us, all right? Can we put all of that in immediately into private placement?
Well, we don't have a private placement, but we do have, we don't have a private placement, but we do have operations that we're generating money for our members in our program. Those are individual issues that once that money's yours, you can do whatever you choose with. We don't dictate control of the free capital.
My understanding initially was that there was a private placement program offered through a bank that would be the source of generating the capital that's paying the loan and us and so on.
And I'll state it again. We don't have a private placement. We have a system and a program of how our operations will create revenue to pay for and help service your obligation in your company. What you choose to do with the free capital once it's done, signed, and released is freely up to you, whether it is to come back to other businesses we have or outside ventures. That's entirely up to you.
We can reinvest it in the program and increase the monthly payout?
On an individual basis, we can take a look at that for you. Okay?
All right.
We're going to rotate around. I'll try to get to as many as I can. We just have to keep moving.
The pre-launch, is that after this meeting or is it going to be a couple of weeks?
No, we're pre-launch now. So come Monday, the intent would be our IT department will launch the detail and the application information that any member can request to engage in, and then we'll start processing.
You have to have it's not just your email, but you have to have the round number and the access to your account. That could be the
Not necessarily. That's the whole point of making it, is I know that it's different from person to person. So we're going to make it easy that you can just ask to participate in the pre-launch and then just allow our group time to get your file pulled, engage with you, and figure out what we need to do to get you at that complete status. Wait a couple.
Can you get new members in, or it's too late?
No, yeah, please, let's make sure everybody understands this. We froze everything, which is why membership got to a certain stage and the files were basically held in whatever state they were in. The door was left open where we still allowed $99 memberships so that people could, as I was told, have a place, date and time as to when they got in line. That brought us over 8,000 members. We're not opening to the public. We won't open to the public, at least as long as I'm advising, until we've gone through the process of clearing most of the $100,000 loans on full files. We've already opened the door that those $99 placeholder people have gotten the opportunity to pay the fees and come in fully. And once we feel like we're under a really good flow, then we may look at how we open to the public. But do not mistake the fact just by succeeding, it's not going to open up overnight, because we have an obligation to people that had the patience to wait, and it would be reckless for us to consider that we want to take on more members until we've done a really good job at getting this worked out. Just 1 second. I'll get to everybody I can as long as we can do this.
Hold the mic lower, the popping.
Thank you for your great explanation, by the way. So my question is, there was a second part to this program where if you brought in 10 people, is that still going to be?
Yeah. Let me explain two things that I knew would be asked upon, okay? Because it was likely it would be. There were 3 component pieces to the original concept, and that was an initial corporate loan and then a secondary tier if you recruited. From a network marketing perspective, you can't compensate on recruitment only. There's got to be service goods. There have to be things that are relevantly engaged over time to justify it being legal. That's impossible. So what you will find, and there's no hidden agenda with this, when you choose to do the pre-launch, there's an application and document, and there's also a disclosure page. One of them is a confidentiality non-disclosure piece. The other is a release and hold harmless to represent that anything that has been stated or represented, whether it's been direct from us or by third parties, we're not held responsible for, because this is what we're capable to do. What we're capable to do is a legal formation of a corporate loan and the ability to help you fund business opportunities. We will be, and you'll see as the wellness division comes forward, we will be launching and providing to our members other types of businesses and services to help you. The last piece, before the question comes up, because I know it's coming, is the affiliate network. The network piece. All of the people that came in, there's an affiliate relationship the way they came in. But the same principal problem. We're not a service company. It was a business starter loan. So there is no product, there is no service. So we are creating a new form of how we will relate to each person as an affiliate to create something that's legal, compliant, and viable, so we can create compensation for you. But there is not a straight line, you brought us people, here's money. That's not ever going to legally hold. So yes, you will see, as we release information, how we've fixed this, how we're going forward, and how we will keep giving you opportunities. But believe me, this is like a remodel. We took the fixer-upper and we had to rebuild it. And now we'll release the information.
The second part to that question, so will real estate possibly be a product or a...
I can't answer that, not at this stage. Hold on one second. Let's try to get around a little bit. I'm sorry?
The question. What was the question?
The question was, could real estate be part of what we do? At this point, we can't answer that. You can wait.
Yes, sir, I realize you just mentioned that any member, since we're in pre-launch, could then do this, pre-launch it. But at what point does anyone outside of California, even if we're a member, are able to do this? Can we pre-launch, or is it, well, we're not in California, so don't bother even trying to pre-launch because we're doing California first?
Now, it's a good question. Now, the California First structure had to do with doing the full loan. On the pre-launch, that's really going to come down to the insuring aspect. So we'll check on the gig side to determine if we have any states that we cannot service. But on the pre-launch, I believe, and we'll confirm this when we put it on the website, I don't believe we'll have any restriction on that, because it still allows us to get you engaged and move your file forward. And even if we have to stay with funding out our California files first, you're still in the position that when we get to your state, you're so far ahead of where we would have been if we did nothing. But I don't believe we'll have a problem with that, but I have to defer that to a future confirmation when we deal with the insurance side.
So even if we don't have any corporation yet, because we've still been waiting.
Well, but
if you don't, say the question, if we don't have a corporation even, we haven't been got to yet, we're still in a hold mode.
But
So,
you're referring to a file where you've paid for the corporation but it hasn't been done
we
yet.
did all the preliminary
Gotcha.
stuff, but it's never been taken forward.
I will say this, if those files are there, but we have no preclusion to that given state, we may be able to get that all fixed and formed just like we would do here in California. But let me get that reconfirmed. I assure you, we'll be very clear about that. Hold on one more second.
For insurance, we can do on the state except New York.
Okay.
New York is one of the states that have a difficulty of do policy, right, Bob? Yeah. So we will be able to do that on the state except New York.
Good, and we'll get much more detail about it, and I assure you guys, because we do have to keep our time frame, we're going to cut this off soon, but I see you in the back, we're going to get some of you in the back. I've got a few here. First, I've got this gentleman in the gray hat. It's always been the date. So the date that you've come in, subject to any issues we have, as we've spoke about, if it's in a different state, we may or may not have an issue with the timing, but it has always been the date. And again, keep in mind, even if your file, by its structure, is not entirely complete, whether it be on your side or even on our side, the date cannot be changed. You have a payment. You made the payment. You have a receipt of payment. So you're never losing your spot based on date. Gentleman in the black.
Speak loud.
Well, again, C-money is an interesting statement. Here's the process. When you go into the pre-launch, we will process it as quickly as possible. I would surmise, and I guarantee you, I'll come to you next. I see that hat waving. We will process it as quickly as possible. From what we've already experienced, I think most of the pre-launch files will get completed and probably in our system with the funded account in anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 weeks at the latest. Now, keep in mind, from the process, and again, it could be faster, it's all relative to the individual, where, insurance is insurance. But keep in mind, this is not a staging of the creation of revenue. This is a staging of the creation of an active file that's now in a compliant state that we can fund you when we get to your group or your stage. we're building it with money that we're advancing, and you'll see it on the documents. We're advancing the money against the 100,000, okay? At our risk, but we're doing it to make sure that you have money in a seasoned account that can pay for any of the outstanding expenses that are being incurred by your company or you based on our services. See, the one thing that I've had a number of people say, oh, so you have a pre-launch, you have a Super Saturday. So what are you selling and how much money is it going to cost? Nothing. We're doing this as part of our commitment to get things moved forward and to help bring you value. Even in the stage of pre-launch, what are we giving you? We're giving you insurance policy, value. Your beneficiaries have value. In addition to it, as you will hear, we've aligned ourselves with a company that is highly rated with phenomenal products. We believe in their structure, and we will be putting all the pre-launch members in that at no cost to you. It's called Calorie Health. There's a few representatives here that will speak a little later. So we're bringing value to you. The Win on Wellness organization, they're launching a program, and every member will get a branded website. It's not to say you need to get into the supplement business or the health business. It's to say she wants to help you have business opportunities. Use them if you choose. But we're not asking for anything from you. We're going to deliver so that we bring value for the patients that you've taken over a year to give us time to get this done right. Excuse me 1 second. Thank you. I'm coming to you. Hold on. This gentleman in the back actually beat you a while ago. And that's the first I heard of it. And I'll say this because as a member from April of last year, there was this window period where all of a sudden the momentum of the company was starting to drive the rumor that the fees are going to go up through the roof. You've just heard it. It's going to be the same. So when we get to that and we launch, there's no change.
For the $99.
That are already in place.
Yeah, for those you already pay me $99 to be a member. To start, everything else is still be the same. We're not here to go after taking your money. The fee that you pay, you will see that we go to pay for the cost and everything. So from that point on, or from this point on, all of us will be come from us, from the company that helping you generate business and income and all of that. So no, we won't change the price for
And to
now.
So you have to go do that. And to add to that, someone up front was commenting, and what about in the future when we open to the public that have not registered? We don't have a decision on that yet, and frankly, again, our focus is to service the people that have had patience and not look to the future. We have plenty of people to work with right now. The gentleman in the back, waving that hat, go ahead.
My question is, last summer, I paid to get in early when you guys launched, but I never got my corporation, so I don't want to start all over again, so how do we address that?
Same issue, someone had mentioned it already. If you input your information and ask to be in this pre-launch, our team will figure your file out, and if you've paid but you got into that place where we never formed your company, then we'll form your company. We'll get your file in place to make sure we can continue it. Same principle. Like I said, I tried to say it in a generic sense earlier. We know that there is a disparity about people's files, your access, your information. We will fix them at whatever process we have to go through to get you in that place where you can do what we've offered you. And this gentleman's arms are already so he's got to be all right.
Back in March, the notice came out about canceling the corporations, and they said they were going to redo them, but when will they redo those canceled corporations?
And on this, any of the corporations that had been canceled because of the tax liability and risk that we had going into this calendar year, please, when you see our email for the service and customer service on this, specifically email us and tell us that you're one of those, because we'll have a specific team reform all those immediately.
How do you know if it was canceled?
Hold on. A lot of questions. Finish it.
Yeah, hold it. So again, it's an easy process for us to do, and our goal would be to get all the new companies for the ones that were canceled back in line and up by the end of June. And how do you know it's canceled? It'd be fairly simple. One, you would have already engaged us, so you would know you canceled it.
I got a letter from the state board telling me I'm gonna owe taxes.
Okay,
But I
but
haven't-
that's not a cancellation. Like I said, every situation we'll deal with, his is very specific. I know what he asked, so we'll deal with that. And we already have a team that's prepared to refile. Luckily, because the feds and the states gave this unbelievable extension on tax filings in the state of California, other than Kern County, I apologize to you people in Kern County. That gave us the ability to pull back. But we know there's a series of companies that were canceled, and we're prepared to refile.
Thank you.
No problem. Hold on a second. White shirt?
Yeah, white shirt.
Gentlemen? Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
This is a question to help everybody. Is there some way in the back office you can allow for questions to come through and then they show up as frequently asked questions so people can go to them and see them?
But you know, actually, I've written and developed almost an entire resolution center with Q&A that already have a series of questions and answers that we've been asking and answering for the last year. So we'll launch that, and then we'll tie the ability for that to continue to populate. Because I agree, a lot of the stuff is in a sense generic, and most of you have similar questions, so we should be able to give you the answers before you ask them. And we'll try to launch that immediately.
Well, I think, hold on. Before, I think all the questions are going to like individual, their concern and all of that. So all of you will have the same similar question. My suggestion is this, give us a chance to correct and do everything from this point forward. Right now, let's just Jack continue with the presentation so we're going to go through everything. All of this, every single member will be handled and work on your file as we promised we will. So all of your concern and your question is just kind of the same thing anyway. So my suggestion is, let us moving forward, let us service your file, let us do what it needs to be done so we can get your file done in the way it needs to be done.
I fully agree, and here's what I was going to say. I've been watching the clock, so we try to stay on pace. I'm going to take 3 more questions only because I watched people that were up, so you were waiting.
question is different.
Well, I'm sure it is. Hold on a second, please.
I think again, all of that will be handled from our staff. We'll be contacted and working on your individual file
Right.
as we move forward.
No,
We will handle all of that individual.
right, and we'll give you directives and details about how it's all done, but it's fairly simple on how we can help you do that. But it's your company, it's your bank account personally. We just,
You are the owner of the life insurance. But again, most people keep asking me, I only have a life insurance, why would I get another one? Let me ask you, how much your life worth? So you're telling me you only worth that? So what? No, you and your corporation own that policy. We the company.
look at it this way. In my corporate world, we call it Keyman Insurance. Okay. But we're not doing Keyman Insurance. We're doing an IUL specific for what we're doing. So frankly, your past is irrelevant to us. We're doing an IUL for this in the officers connected to the company, period. Now we've got to move on because we have other people that are waiting here. Just 1 second. You right from the beginning. We're holding your hand up forever.
I just want to know quickly if, for those of us who don't have the ID and turn it in, is there anybody that can help us today? Like we try to
No.
keep it back.
No. Again, like I said, any problems you have with your file of registration, please just hold them to communicate via email to us and give our team time to get to you. It's impossible for us to do anything today. You can barely move today. So, one last question. I hope it's good.
What's the status on the black card, credit card? Is it got excited about?
Yes, I can answer that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I understand the question. I understand the question. The credit card does not give you money. The credit card is a vehicle that we will be using to put, excuse me, the credit card is a vehicle we'll be using to put the money through it. Okay, it's not a gift, it's not a rewards card, it's a card. It's a loadable card. We are working with our processing team and we're going to be launching a loadable card. It will be part of this system. And no, you don't understand. I'm going to say it one last time. The card is used for us to load after we fund your loan and the monthly money. It's not a card like we're giving you a rewards card at Home Depot. So please, we understand what's needed. We understand the value of having it as a mechanism, but it's a post-closing mechanism. We are still working on that, and I apologize. I can't do any more questions because there are other people, part of our system and part of our team, that need to speak, and we need to get into our wellness division because every member will be receiving an associated benefit in our wellness system, and every pre-launch party is going to be put into an actual program at $499 that we're investing for you to put you in a program that we believe in, which you'll learn about as you get into the pre-launch. So there's a lot of stuff that Lynn has designed right now to contribute value while we're building out what we're finishing here on the WELL program. So anyways, I know there's more questions. Any other questions, please email us to the email site.
Some people just don't get it.
The car again is a mega car. Yes. To answer the question, yes, it's already in the work. It's will be done really soon. So we will be able to issue the car to our member. But like Jack says, it's not a credit card that we're giving out. It's a mega card that you can use for all of the things that we designed for you. We will give you the days and the when it will be available, but that not have changed. It's still.
Okay. So we're going to move forward in the presentation. We want to get into. No problem. Yes, I believe that they're doing it so that they can put it in YouTube in the future after they edit it and make sure that it's fluent. Okay. We're going to move into the presentation again. We've got to get to the wellness division because we have a limited time here.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Okay. So on Win on Wellness, Lynn will be speaking on Win on Wellness. We also have some representatives we want to introduce because all of our pre-launch people are going to see that we're bringing you into a new program because of the commitment that Lynn's already made to them, so we're just integrating our members into it that go through pre-launch. What I want is for Lynn, and did you want anyone else to come in and speak on wellness? Okay, so we're going to talk about the launch on Win on Wellness now.
Well, as you know, we are a WOW family. We have WOW Win on Wealth, and we also have WOW Win on Wellness that we would like to launch today. On the Win on Wellness, at the beginning, when we start Win on Wealth, we're talking about how to help you, every single of our member, to become a small business owner. With us become a small business owner, you will have all the benefits that go with that. So now we already done the Win on Wealth side to get you ready. Now the next day we will have Win on Wellness. I believe health and well have to go together. That being said, right now the opportunity for everybody is. Okay. So right now, Win on Wellness, that we are offer every single one of the member a reputable website of our wellness site. What that means is now you have an e-commerce website that will give you I wouldn't say a legitimate, as a real small business. So now we have products and more product will come. So what that means is you now can go out and promote your website if you wanted to, if you want to make extra money. But the way the program have designed, we will help your corporation making the income to pay for the insurance, the expenses, whatever that is in there already without you promoting it. But I would encourage everybody to go out and
first of all, try the product in there. We have handpicked the product that we believe is good for your health, but also give you an opportunity to make money. So we're not trying to get you into the products and all of that. We try to give you a business as we promised from the beginning. That's the first thing. And then second thing, we give you a chance to make money with the website you will have. That from the website, from the product, from the enrollment, everything, the company will help you with that. Will pay for all of that. You don't have to pay anything from out of your pocket today to move forward. Does that make sense? So that means that I want to introduce you to Tiffany, who is on the website side. Peter, where Peter? Tiffany is my sister and also my friend. She will handle wellness side. She actually a healer. She's been taking good care of my health for the last year. And Peter also working with Tiffany. So they will handle the product side, help me pick and choose the product we're going to represent. So Tiffany will be the one who go-to person to give you consultant, whatever you have concern about, whatever question regarding your product or health, talk to Tiffany. Ask her, she will give you consultant.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany Nguyen. When I was 7 years old, and my grandfather had a small clinic, and we have all kinds of herbal. And welcome to Wellwin on Wellness, and we're very happy to talking to everybody today. And we have look like Switzerland say, handpick of the product. And I believe I introduce to everyone here, the product comes from Japan. And I'm very proud of the product, very natural. And we have Fukoden. You guys can do the YouTube or Google research. It's been sold like all the country, include with my country is Vietnam. Like the people have like tumor and on the radiation, very painful. And the Fukoden can help you calm down. In the Japan, they have the ocean. That ocean, the Fukoden is, they have to get like over 100 feet under, that it look like brown seaweed. And the people like, have the blood clot and the tissue like on the body, like very tender tissue, and on the radiation like chemo, and it will calm all the tissue down and prevent like stroke. It's really good. And also we have the turmeric. So you guys can Google it, the turmeric, it helps for the inflammation. But in Japan, I'm very proud of the product. So they have to make that they extract the truth and they make in the machine, and they have to eat very natural. It make it like 21 days to make concentrate to the small field. I know this country we are very stressful. Sometimes working we don't eat like same time. And we have like a lot of gas in the body, like autoimmune is not good. And if you take 6 few of that with a small cup of warm water and all the gas, it will be calm down and help your inflammation. And we have a lot of information, and also like, like we are Asian. At my age, I born 1976, but you see my skin is still look good. Because we have like the product come from Japan that called collagen, very natural and very easy to drink. And if you drink that, will make your skin, the body, it healthy. And also we have another product come from the Helena Clinic. that is certified from Japan. That called NMN. And when I do research on the Amazon, they sell it about like $570 something. But if our Switzerland will do the wholesale right, it's very low. And in the future, I listen to my Switzerland say everybody can have their own website and can sell the product, and compared to all the company in the US, it will be the low right. That element that it can help you anti-aging, and you work by 8 hours, 10 hours, you don't feel tired. And especially the people like do sell, travel a lot around the world all day on the airplane or the car sickness, so you can take NMN. After I talking about it, you can research on the web NMN, and you will see the result, give you energy all day. But today I cannot talk a lot. In the future, Switzerland will have the special day for Wow on Wellness. I love to share, and I want to help everybody have the autoimmune system is healthy. Thank you so much.
Again, on the price that will be on the web, and you as a member, we will work somehow for you to give you a chance to try the product, and also when you have a chance to promote and sell and make money on top of that as well. Today is not about the selling date, it's about introduction, but afterwards you're welcome to stay and talk to our product people to learn more about the product if you want.
And as I mentioned, there's one other guest here because we've made a commitment in their program and we really appreciate their involvement with us. So, next slide. Scroll up a little bit. So I'm going to introduce Sean from Calorie Health. In general, this is the program that all of our pre-launch people will be members to. We'll bring you in. There's no cost to you. We're integrating into our own structure. But we believe in what they do, their products, and the opportunity, not from just a business level, but also the high level and high grade quality products that they have. So I just want to introduce Sean for a brief introduction about their company.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sean. It's a pleasure seeing everybody. How is everybody doing?
Great.
Everybody has been sitting here for a little over an hour. I want to keep this short, and I want to get to the most important stuff. First off, thank you, Well, for choosing us, for choosing our company, and trusting us. What made them trust us is us being stable. Our foundation is great, so I want to speak a little bit more about who we are and how we got here. We have been in this industry for about almost 15 years. We actually started by manufacturing for one of the largest companies today, which is called Costco, right? So the things that we manufacture in our facility made in the United States, location is actually Anaheim. I'm pretty sure we are extremely familiar with the city of Anaheim. We have over 230,000 square feet of manufacturing facility in Anaheim. The products that we make, the product we make is currently selling in Costco, it is selling in Whole Foods, it is selling in GNC, it is also selling in Vitamin Shop. Literally, let me just put it this way. Besides Trader Joe's, because they use all of their own brand, we are in every single supermarket in the United States. On top of that, this platform is designed for everybody. You know, starting your own business, starting your own platform is hard. So we made it easy. We are currently shipping to over 50 countries worldwide, internationally. We have our own manufacturing facility, our own warehouse, so literally all you need to do is point and click. We will send it to your friends. We ship throughout the entire world. And on top of that, we made it even better. We cover shipping, taxes, and duty throughout the entire world. And then, of course, our corporate office, which is our main office, is located in Irvine Spectrum. When you guys drive either on the 405 or the 5, you'll see these two large towers. One of them says Mazda, one of them says BlackBerry, but insider note, the Mazda tower is gonna say Calorie Health very soon. So of course, I welcome everybody to the office, and hope to see you there at that facility. But it's a great opportunity, and thank you for having me on stage for this very short introduction. I can go on for hours and hours, but I heard it's almost lunchtime.
Would you talk a little bit about the products and where, I forgot the terminology, but the dictionary, the doctor that on the product is in there.
All right, I'll go on a little longer. All right. Okay. All right, certifications. Our manufacturing facility has over 70 certifications. Literally every single one you can obtain in the United States, we have. We are also rated A+ on BBB, which is Bureau of Good Business. That is the highest rating. Our manufacturing facility is CGMP, which is Certified Good Manufacturing Practice, which is the highest ranking that FDA gives. And of course, all of these regulations is because the partners that we are currently in has extremely high standards for us. We take care of the entire manufacturing process, which includes sourcing raw material, sourcing our plastic and labels, manufacturing the good, storing it, and shipping it. So those are some of the stuff that we do.
What about organic or whole or natural?
100%.
Oh, it is?
Right there.
And then we also have this one, informed sports. Informed choice and informed sports means all of our goods that we produce is good enough and it's safe for even athletes. For example, like an Olympian athlete, it's good, if it's good for them, trust me, it's good enough for someone like me. What's going on?
What's the product? Product?
I'll take 3 questions.
What's the product?
We weren't going to introduce individual products yet.
Oh, okay.
But again,
General?
we'll post all the information on the website so you can freely look at everything they have.
Okay.
Their collateral material and all the product representation is top notch.
Okay.
We didn't want to get into a selling mode. We're not trying to represent specifics.
Generally.
It's a wide span of things. But
Okay.
we just wanted you to understand one of our business partners, and then we'll launch a lot more material.
Yes, again, Window Wellness is one of the company we want to introduce you today. For the reason we want to let you know who we're working with and why we choose the partner that we were partnering with, so you know the product you represent will be good. And also with the system that we put together, it also give you a check and equity. Again, for all of us will be registered in Calorie Health. They are a network marketing. So to register in the system, you will be making money with their company. We will go through all of that with you in the future. But again, to join the company, you don't have to pay for it. We will. The company will pay for you to be a member of Calorie Well. And all the product, thank you, all the product that will be paid for will go to you for you to try. We're not taking any product out from that. So there will be an opportunity for you to try the products itself, right?
Again, that is our presentation. One second.
I'll just add a little bit more that's happening in the very, very near future. We are going to have a party in Hawaii, Waikiki, this September. Being in the health and being in the wellness industry, I don't know if everybody heard of this person called Dr. Sinclair. He's going to be there and he's going to be on stage. Follow after that event, we're actually having another party in Las Vegas. Last year we booked out the entire Resorts World Hotel. This year it will be in Vegas. I just can't tell you exactly where yet, so stay tuned. My last name? Huang. Huang. Now that's Chinese. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Lynn has. Okay, I apologize, sir. We prefer to let that be disclosed later. This is an introduction only. Lynn has, and we have food in 5 minutes, so we have just 2 more gentlemen that are going to be introduced because Lynn is talking business opportunities with them now. Right? Ramel and Nate. Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nate Farnsworth. I am the CEO and founder at Discreet Hemp Products. We brought some samples here for everybody if they wanted to talk a little bit more about it. I know this is an intro, so I would love to get into the details, but this is not the time. Feel free to come catch me afterwards. We're in the back. We have a bunch of products that we're very much excited for. We have some CBD products, we have some hemp-derived THC products, but the idea behind the products that we're bringing to Win on Wellness is that it's the microdose mentality. What is the minimum efficacious dose of a product that you can use to have a benefit of it? We'll continue to launch more and more products. We're excited for that. I geek out over products. I love them. I could talk about them for hours, so I'm not going to take everybody's time. But if you have questions, if you do have questions about it, come see us. We can answer those questions. We're here in the lobby to talk more about that.
And I believe Lynn had one additional guest. Lynn? Okay, well, I think we're good. We have food. Hopefully we can figure out how the masses can get to it. But I want to just say, first, the company appreciates your patience. We appreciate as much understanding as you've had as to what we're undertaking and apologize that it's difficult for us to share everything with you. But no, we haven't gone anywhere. We're still working diligently to move forward and get constructive things done for the members that believed in Lynn's vision. And we will work through all of your questions, all of your comments, all of your issues. Just do us the favor, send them to us individually, have some patience, and allow us to get to it. Last night I was here till 1:30 at night. I had 200 emails that people wanted the Zoom, they wanted links. We don't stop. We work, we try to stay involved with people, and we try to contribute what we can because we believe in her vision, and we appreciate your time.
For those who still interested on the product, after lunch you can still stay and talk to the team member about the product and things like that if you want. Oh. Hey, raffle time. I forget about it. Forget it? No, let's do it. We cannot forget it.
I've already won.
Do we have anything for raffle? I think we have products though, do we?
Yeah, we have some products that are out. Let's work on the food and we'll check with Tracy. If there is a raffle, we'll do it.
Yeah, we saw some product raffle. I think with food, the best way that we'll get everything and we figured prepare something. For the food, how are we going to do it?